The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Wednesday, the 28th of January, early edition. This is 8 o'clock, 8:06 a.m., as will be replayed at my usual time, 10 o'clock. The Dow futures are down 11. The Dow itself, look at this, the Dow itself has made this arch formation. It's really not breaking down, but it's starting to show a lot of resistance in that 49,600 area. It closed at 49,000. The futures are up just down 11 points at this particular point. The S&P, this is the cash index from yesterday, made an all-time high. And at this point, I'm going to call it a G/B. It's just gone to a nominal new high, but it's a new high, and that gives you that leg D that we were waiting for in the weekly chart. Now everything's set for at least some kind of a digestive phase. It doesn't have to be, but it's already. And we'll be looking at that very closely tomorrow when we, after, I think the Fed is saying something today at 2 o'clock. We'll see what happens. But look at the QQQ. QQQ, the NDX 100, had a very nice session yesterday, and the futures are up this morning, up 5.40. That is the QQQ pre-market is up at 636.53. Remember, the all-time high was right there. Oh, I forgot to put it into the weekly chart. Was 637.01. We're within an eye blink of an all-time high. This is going to be really interesting. There's that rectangle formation in the weekly chart. It's kind of a very bifurcated market. The IWM, the Russell 2000, didn't rally. Now it's up pre-market, up $1.29 at 266.98 pre-market. The 9-period moving average is still very strong, but the 267.22 level, well, we're at 265 right now. We can get there very quickly. Fascinating market because look at this. Gold, a little bit of a move up today to an all-time high. It's only up $195 at 53.16, 5,316. I remember Tommy talking about this the other day. He said, "Oh, will we get 5,000 in my show?" Well, look at this, 53.16, all-time high. Is it extended? Well, yeah, we've been saying that for a little while, but I still say to subscribers, you've got to keep looking at the technicals, and so far the technicals are very strong. The only way I can see it coming down in the short term is if the margin requirements are really pushed higher. Look at the silver. Silver didn't make an all-time high today yet. It's up 8 at 114 for silver. 114. 3 days ago it went to 108. Was it 17? 117.70. Fascinating. Look at that move up like a ski slope, except on the way up, not the way down. Okay, what we're looking at here is copper, high-grade copper, trading just up a little bit, but it's stalled from the 6.154 area that was at all-time, well, multi-year highs. But mostly I'm looking at the peak D that was made back in August. Right there, that was July. July the week of the 25th of 2025 comes tumbling down. Never understood quite why that happened. Comes down to the 445-ish area, and here it is. 3 weeks ago, it makes new all-time high, or at least a multi-year high at 6.15, and it's been struggling a little bit. Only struggling, I'm saying struggling because of that double top that's there, trying to get back. But certainly the chart itself looks very good. What am I missing? Platinum. Platinum made an all-time high. At least multi-year high at 2,925, and that was on the 26th, and here we are 2 days later, and it's 26.54. So it's attempting to get to an all-time high, just stalling there. Okay, this is going to be important, bonds, because we've got the Fed coming out today. I can't remember if it's going to be a conference or whatever, but most importantly, what we're looking at is that the yields are still quite high, down a half a point at 115 and 3/30 seconds in the 30-year T-bond. So that means the TLT, look at this, the TLT, just stuck in this lower range, 87.80, TBT stuck in the higher range. But it looks like it wants to arch over. All I can say is that the yields are not an issue at this particular point, although there's a lot going on in the housing market. If you read different reports, this is slowing down. The sellers are not, it's really I would say a buyer's market, but the buyers have been pulling back, and the number of offers that have been pulled, I'm hearing that's very high. It's unusually high. Anyway, that can change. So let's look at the housing index, HGX. There it is, stalling, made a beautiful high at 837 back in 2024, comes tumbling down to the 570s, has a good bounce, goes all the way back to the 780 level, pulls back again to the just under 640, and here we are at 698. So this is something to monitor. Look at wood. This is the global timber and forestry ETF, made a recovery high 2 days ago in the 77 range. Look at that weekly chart. That's very impressive. So if the iShares Global Timber and Forestry ETF is doing okay, that's a good sign internationally, especially with copper going high. I remember Dr. Copper, they used to call copper because it was such an important economic barometer. So this is looking good. It's not great, but it's looking good. Global Timber and Forestry ETF. Okay, now we need to get to a couple of things. Where is my list here? I had it. I wrote it the other day, and I'm checking to see. Today's Wednesday. So is today the day we get our Microsoft, which has suddenly been rallying? Yeah, I think it's after the close today. Yep, Microsoft trading up 57 cents right now at 481.25. Look at that move. It went right to this Chapman Wave Inside Track dashed support target area. And a bounce, so it bounced off the 438. So we're long from 338 and just holding it, not doing anything with it. But this is going to be important because if earnings, this is very important because this is a Dow stock. So if earnings are even pleasantly, surprisingly higher, and it really helps Microsoft because it's been acting so poorly from the double top in the 55, then 55, 553, 555, and then the 553 double top area of last November, was it? October, the week of the 31st, and coming down to the low made just 5 sessions ago. And what did I say? It was 438. Yeah, and here we are at 480. That's nice. Look. Back to the 200-period moving average. The further away we can go on the upside, the greater the chances are that Microsoft has turned the corner and could start to rally into the 498.502 area. That it really needs to get to that level and hold, and that's going to be a big positive. That'll help the weekly chart. We're looking at, let me just go through the list. Meta. So Meta is trading right now down $1.80 at 671. It too is hugging that 200-period moving average like a magnet at 563. It needs to push very sharply into the 688 area. It better not pull back below 652 over the next week because that'll say, oops, it's done for now. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour, early edition.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
I moved it back, early edition, Basil Chapman. This is Tiger Technicians Hour, A, B, C, D, up arrow because it's in a buy mode, pulls back, and then it goes to E and F, and then it pulls back. We're looking at cipher mining, E, F, and now it's just going to this rectangle formation, going from the top to the bottom. I'll be back in that to that weekly chart in a moment. This is an A. That's an A, B. That's an A. That's a B. Underneath it, you got a C. You've even got a D underneath that. Yeah, okay. So cipher mining trading up 16 cents at 18.91. It's a data center. It's a data centers cryptocurrency company. So what do I see? Let me just do this. I forgot to mention it. Always Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading up just a little bit today. It's up 680. I think Bitcoin is trying to have a bounce within the rectangle formation. It's up 680 at 90,070. I'm watching Robinhood. It seems to be trying to find some support here, Robinhood. Look at that. Down at the bottom at the 105.80 up 56 cents. It's really struggling. So I think that has to go together with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let me just ETH. Yep, there you are, right on the Chapman Wave inside track. Propellant zone has been under it a few times, but it keeps closing, trying to close above it. It's having a nice session today of 14 cents at 28.68. I think we're seeing a bit of a bounce in this area. So let's go back to CYFR. I believe that's some, oh boy, did I write that down? CIFR. Yeah. So question came in, what about it? I just on as a trade right now, trading at 18.75. I would say treat it as a trade. You can don't get a full position, but I would get a position right here at 18.90 as I'm speaking. It's going up, 18.90, 18.70 area. But I'd have a very tight stop, and I treat it as a trade. If you can get in here at 18.90, I'd prefer it was a little bit. I'm not going to mess around for just a couple of cents, but I would get in, treat it as a trade, and if by tomorrow, I mean, this could go up, and then by the end of the day, it could be right back down at about 17.50. But I would treat it as a trade. I don't think. The reason why I'm calling it a trade is that the weekly chart is showing signs of strength within a containment area. So if at any point you get in and it just starts to break into the top of this wick candle right here, and it can go to 19.50. So that's 60 cents. That's a big move for this, but if it can do that, you've got your initial position here as a trade. I would then, if it was, you got in now and it was started to rally, then immediately I'd have a trading stop on that position. But if it takes out 19.50, I wouldn't even go that far. I'd say at 19.23, I'd have a second, much shorter term trading position. I'd add that, try to keep the original one as a core position, even though we're talking about pennies difference. And if it can rally, I wouldn't touch the core position except raise the stop on that. And the second position, I treat it as a trading position, because if it can take out the top of this wick, 19.50, that was the high of the 21st, then immediately that peak D top at 19.70 becomes a target. And these things do move very quickly when they're moving, both up and down. So that's cipher mining just as a trade. And if you can keep this, and by Friday, you're still in the core position and you're still wiggling around with the trading position, that's a great position to be in for you. Okay, I hope that helps you. And certainly, if it pulls back and goes under 18.9, now it's 18.95. If it pulls back and it starts to go under 18.50 and then 18.30, I just say, you know what? I'm not messing around. It was a good opportunity, and opportunity lost because it didn't follow through. But you can see how the MACD deflected higher. The retro strength went higher. The stochastic's very poor at 48%. So that's not going to get to 80% unless this thing's trading in the 20 area. So forget about that, but the on-balance volume is moving. And the 914 is positive, and it went under that for about 4 or 5 sessions. And now it's above it. That's a good sign. And the weekly chart, this could be just at a moment where it's another rally attempt. And this one has to succeed. Just one more time, Bitcoin trading up 720, a little bit better. Yes, I think that there's a chance. We've kept our core position, a small core position left in Bitcoin, haven't added to it, but I'm looking at this saying, I think it's stuck for a while, but I was saying that I believe sometime in February that this will pick up at least a decent rally, as long as it doesn't take out 79,200, the 200-period moving average, and it's right now at 90,120. So I do think just a very short term, a relief bounce, but that has to get, Bitcoin has to get to the 90,750 area, and then you're going to see something a little different. It'll try to get into this ugly red candle of the 20th of January, but we'll see, go one step at a time. Next question came in. Let me just move this away. Okay, I got that out the way. I saw it, now it's gone. Just give me 1 second. Ooh, what am I doing here? I'm going to, there we go. Okay. Longer term position. Dollar. Oh, dollar. So let me go to the dollar right now. Dollar is trading DXY. You remember, I've spoken about this for ages. I said the objective, the desire of the first administration, Trump administration, was to have a lower dollar. Once I identified that that was really going to be the theme, a very quiet theme, but a theme nevertheless, for this particular phase, that dollar's just tumbled. It's gone from where were we? January. So we got January of last year. So that's December. Oh, I don't want to go back that far. I'm just going to say that the theme was that we want a lower dollar, and you can see the lower dollar has just been, it's gone from 100 and just about 101 down to the most recent low of 90. That was yesterday, of 95.55. So dollars out. When you're out, you're out. You know the theory, right? Okay, so with that said, the dollar's trying to bounce today. It's up 39 cents at 96.16, but basically it's in the lower range. It could have bounces and all, but the administration said very quietly, we want a lower dollar. And it's, you remember, who was it? I can just see his face. Ruben. Remember when Ruben used to say, oh, yeah, we want a lower dollar, and the dollar kept going down. We want a higher dollar, and we love a higher dollar, and it kept going down, which is really what they wanted. All right, so let's get back here. Hi, Basil. I've asked to have PDYN. Have I still got that notated? No, first, okay. Paladine AI Corporation trading at $9.45, up 2.93, up 45%. Whoa. It went to a peak D just 2 weeks ago. It went to $7.65. I didn't update it because I wasn't asked about it. Oh my, isn't that something? And then it had just, look, the 200-period moving average, like a yo-yo, up and down, and then whoosh. Today it's at 9. Hey, good eye. I've asked to have President reviewed a number of times a robotics AR player who today was awarded an Air Force contract. Shares are running hard. Can you please look at the monthly? Okay, I'll do that when I return. Basil Chapman, early edition, 8:26 a.m.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. Basil Chapman, early edition. This is 8:30. If there's any economic news, we'll be watching the futures right now. Nothing's happened. The futures are up 11.75. The Dow futures, the S&P, the Dow futures is down 22. Early edition. In an hour's time, we will be opening. The market will be open. Paladine, AI Corporation, robotics, fabulous move. Now it's up 323 at 976. So the 1073 high that was made back on the that was the week of the 17th of October of last year. That would be the next target. And all I'm saying is that when a price gaps up like that, if it fills part of the gap even. Look at that. That's not an A. That's an A right there. Oh man, Chapman methodology. Don't skip a beat there. You've got to get every peak. Otherwise, you're going to be in the wrong sequence. So this is now going to be called a buy mode because it went so high from yesterday's close of 652. Amazing. Okay. So the question is, what's the outlook? Well, the outlook is how it fills the gap. So today it's at 967. This is pre-market, so it won't print. So it's going to print over 9 at this particular point. So I'm just going to say that if over the next, I'm going to give it about 7 or 8 sessions. Let's just say by the second week of February, if it hasn't gone, I'm talking about a close, it can go underneath 9. It could go even to this high right here, that's 850. It can even go to 850. I wouldn't like to see it break and close under 850 at any point. So that's a big ask, but it's good news. And what I'm going to say is that if any time in February it takes out the 1073 high, that's one thing. If it closes above that, then this $12.45 200-period exponential moving average was still declining. So this is really news-related because if you looked at the chart just said, it's just stuck in a range, not doing very much. Peak D, the 200-period moving average of 671, just up and down and up and down. This is different. This is news-related, and it has to have follow-through by Wednesday today. By Friday's close, it's got to be closing nearer it's at 973 right now, but it's got to be closing somewhere around 823, something like that. It has to be in the 8s. The lower part of the 8s is fine. The upper part will be good. So that's all I'm saying. Now, one step at a time. It has to close over 1073. The high that was made back in the week of the 25th of July, this is Paladine, PDYN. The high that was made on the week of the 25th of July last year was it was $13, around number 13. But that whole area between 1245, 200-period moving average, and 13, that's going to be a huge resistance. However, that's a double from where we are. So if it gets to that level, you're in another ballpark altogether. This is now, let me show you the weekly chart. That went from peak C, C1, C2, starts again, ABC. It took out that, no, it didn't. So that became D, E, F. So that's a peak F right there, that high that was made back. I was saying that was the week of that was 3rd of January. This is the week of the 3rd of January, 2025. It hit 14.95. So you can see if you just did very easy trend lines, there's nothing very complicated, no one-to-one or anything, just tagging. And I'm going to go to the body of these, not the wicks, but the body, because the two bodies that make it very important. And that just says today, 951 is the trend line that it has to break. So if it's able to do that, that's very good. Right now it's at 956. So we're watching that. So because it's there, I'm going to now become even more conservative. I'm going to go to the outer wick. I'm going there. And that makes it even higher. That makes it up in the 1120s. So, and what I would normally do is I'd go inside track, right this. They have another trend line right there. So you've got your little mini channel. Now I'm going to be even more strict. I'm going to do it like that and like that. All right, there it is, green. Right there, and pink. You never hear pink as a color that's ever mentioned when people are talking analysis. I like pink because it's contrasting to the red. All right, there it is. And you could even make another channel. It's useless doing it now. We're already out of it. But, you could do this, be fussy, and say, look at that. That's useless. That doesn't mean a thing. All right. So that's what I'm looking at here. But it's not that it's moving so well. It's that it's in this, the robotics area that you mentioned before. What did you say? It's in the robotics AI player. All right, well, AI comes into everything, but it's robotics, and that's really important. And the ROBT, I believe that's the symbol. Yeah, the Robotics First Trust NQ AI and Robotics ETF, something that I've been thinking of, just getting as a buy and hold for subscribers. I might do that very soon. A couple of things I'm looking for. There are peaks D in the daily. Peak Ian has come back to a gray B, and I can do this. And remember, Chapman wave falling axe formation is a perfect example right there, and it came down. So this is basically the lopsided rectangle, and this is robotics we're looking at. Robotics, and it's a lopside like a gravy cup. Whoops, you come down, and then you have to struggle. Okay. Yeah. Looks to me like this is going back to the high that was made, not the all-time high, but the high that was made a week of the 31st of October to 56.64, trading right now at 54.68. So that's not such a big deal there. All right. And let me show you the chart right here going out. Look at that. Peak A stalls and it goes ABC, stalls and it goes ABC. Now AB, CD, and now it's a brand new A, peak B. Yeah, this is looking very positive. First Trust, NQ, AI, and robotic ETF. Okay, with that said, let's go on to the next question. Next question came in. So I was looking at Meta because it has earnings today. Then look, Meta. I don't know why they changed names like that. Wasn't this Facebook? Yeah. So made a peak E top just under 800, pulls back. Look at that monthly chart holding very well, not looking too bad. The weekly chart's struggling. So if the at 673 right now, so that's peak A, that's a little A, and this is a B right here. So we're in a leg B, but this is an arch formation, and it's the dreaded H. It's a successful one so far because it hasn't taken out the left side low. So if Meta is able to go into the 685 area in the next couple by Friday's close, if it's tagged that sometime, that's good. If it suddenly slides and it's below 558, that's a problem. Right now, it looks like, look at that, it looks like it's building upside strength. So that's Meta. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, early edition. Got one more segment to go, and then I have to leave.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Had a question about Ondas Holdings, private wireless data and autonomous drone solutions for industry and government. Leg D, look at that beautiful cup formation in the monthly chart. Look at that. 16 was the last high back in February of 2021. Tumbles down to 31 cents, and now it is trading at 12.81 pre-market, up 55 cents. It went to a leg D with a Chapman green Roman, inverted green Roman candle right there. The month is not finished, but look at this peak B. I could call this a G, but all the technicals are suggesting that's a peak B. The earnings come out 11th of March, so there's plenty of time for that. One of the patterns I like to look at is this channel that's coming down. It could turn into, like the falling axe, could turn into a cup formation. If it can get to 13 in the next couple of days, it needs to break this trend line. We've had it before. We haven't been successful with it. We did get it, and it pulled back. But at the same time, so we've been along at $7, and it didn't work out. Well, it's at $15.28 a couple of weeks ago, and yesterday it had a nice green candle, but it had hit the $10.95 area. So actually $2 up. That's pretty good. I like it. But you have to have patience. So the question is, what about it? I would say I would have a little bit of a position right now. I wouldn't get carried away. Just start a small position at 12.26. You have to give it a little room. Give it maybe 10% risk just for the moment, because if it can get to the 13s, you can raise that. I have to wait just a little longer. I need that 9-period moving average, which is still positive, to show that the price has been under it. Now it can push above it, and it has to take out this trend line, which is at about $13. So at this particular point, I think it's had a good pullback from 15 down to the 10s. I think it's ready for balance, but that weekly chart says it should go sometime in February. I would not be surprised if this is trading above 16. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. That's Ondas. Next question came in about GLW, one of my favorites that we've never had, or maybe a long time ago we had it. So it's down 3 today at 106.05. Had a very big, it got, I think from Meta, it got a huge project that it's involved in. Corning Inc., materials, glass, ceramics. Some of you might remember GLW from the 2000s. So I've loved it, and yet it always it's always a struggle. And there was no reason down there why I couldn't when it was in the 80s. And I had said, should we get it? And I said, it's so close to, it looks like it's struggling. It's looking great, but it looks like the MACD was not good. Stochastic was, and this has really changed it. A nice bounce to the upside, even if it gives back some. I like it, but all I can say is I don't really want to get into it right here. Looking out, I think this is great. I just see risk reward right now. I'd love to see it back in the 91 area. Well, big ask, but that's really what I would like. Okay, that's GLW. Another question just before we wrap up today, because I'm wrapping up early. I have to leave at the next break. So 110.21, up 92 cents for GDX. Yeah, it has not yet gone above the 105.33 area. Now, I don't know what pushed this extra spike to the upside today. I'm watching this closely for one reason only, that all the technicals, the stochastic's fabulous at 89%. It did pull back a little bit. Everything here looks great. The on-balance volume is the one thing that's saying to me, watch out. There could be at least a stalling motion, but don't get in the way. I would much. So yesterday's low was 103.88. If we can close under 103 in the next 2-3 days, it'll say, okay, now it's ready for some kind of a pullback. But the best thing to do is to raise your stop. If you want to get out of some, just keep raising your stop. And you're getting a bonus because every time it goes up, you've raised your stop. That's one thing. The other is to say, look, in my hand right now, I can get 110.21 for the GDX. And why would I wait for it to pull back sharper to take off another 3 points when I know what I've got right now, 110. Yes, if it goes to 105, the rest of my position will do well. This is the way I'd be looking at it. Now, we have a position in the physical gold. we don't have that much left that we can mess around with it. So it's done very nicely, but I should have been adding, haven't added. I'm sorry, subscribers, but I mean, it's done fabulously. So with that said, I wanted to say I needed to go to crude. Oh, let me just see Bitcoin right now, because Hood is only up a fraction more. Yeah, now it's up 1,025. Remember, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, I believe that Bitcoin in this environment is like the one left that's been stalling. I think it can have a bit of a rally. So at 90,290, as I say, I would, if it can get to if it can close above 91,000, that would be and it has to do today or tomorrow without pulling back. That would be a positive, just to say this is the bounce. I don't think this is the turn in Bitcoin, although it's an H going to a lowercase m pattern in the, that was Bitcoin, going to an M pattern in the weekly, and Ethereum we were looking at just a moment ago. Yeah, that's also moving up just 15 cents. And what was the cipher? CIFR, where is that now? That's trading up 21 cents. At 18.96. Yeah, you remember we did the same thing there. One other thing that we're looking at, silver. Silver wasn't following. Maybe now it is. It's up 7.8 at 113.93, and the high yesterday was 3 days ago was 117, right? 117.70. Well, still doing pretty darn well. Oh, I'm skipping something that I forgot. GEV. No, that's not GEV. Yeah, GEV is GE Vernova LLC, Global Energy Resources, trading down 11 at 680.90. It's just stuck in a range. When something gets stuck in a range, it can stay there. A rectangle formation can last a lot longer than your patience, but it's still holding very well. I think this is in play for 2026, and my thinking here is that 750 will be a target, maybe April or March, sometime maybe in March, as long as it doesn't close on a weekly basis below 600, because that curtails the upside. But right now, that's the way it's looking out. And it comes out with earnings today, so anything can happen there. Oh, IBM. There's your surprise, huh? IBM trading right now up 44 cents at 294.30. And yes, so yeah, that's just stuck. I don't know where it's going to go because it's held beautifully in a rectangle formation. It can stay there. So I'm going to wrap it up now because I have to leave. So let me just say, I'm anticipating that this choppiness that I'm anticipating with the 49,600 area in the Dow as resistance is going to remain for a little while. I think we're in a range, and that if the 48,800 will be the key support, if it takes that out in the next day or two, that just says, there's that stalling motion that we're looking at in the weekly chart. But look at this, S&P, as we speak, S&P is trading 6986.33 was the all-time high. Yesterday's high was just a little above that, and it's trading right now at 6988. Yes, it took it out, so it's broken out. I'm calling this just for the moment G/B in the weekly chart and the daily chart. Have a wonderful day. I might be back. I might be on with Tommy later on. In the meantime, have a great day and watch out what the Fed says. And see you later.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Look at this gold contract, folks. We are up $100 from when I was getting on the air in the last hour, and you are now up almost $200 in the last 24 hours on gold. Look at these 30-minute bars. Let's put them back to 5 minutes. Yeah, the whole run right at 3 o'clock. Man, gold all-time highs up 1.8%. You got silver right now catching a bid, pushing highs. As in not near the 117, but you were pushing the highs of early this morning. Silver. We're up $7 almost, $6.50 from where we were at 115 this afternoon. Platinum up to 26.18, and it's the dollar's getting decimated. Okay, what's going on? What do we got? We got headlines everywhere. Yep. Okay, that's a move for you, folks. Dollar's in trouble, man. Look at this. That just happened in the last 10 minutes. And look at how, remember there was gold buying at 3 o'clock? What just happened?
They bought gold, and something just happened. Was this dollar yen? Where are we? All right, there's always something going on. Well, dollar yen's happening for sure. Oof. And you know what's remarkable is, okay, check this out. So I go into ChatGPT, right? And I say to ChatGPT, hey, walk me through a scenario of a company that's a gold miner that's valued at $10 billion and tell me if they're valued at $10 billion when gold's at $2,000 an ounce, tell me what kind of value they're going to have if gold goes to $5,000 an ounce, okay? And I did this in 40 seconds, folks, okay? But do you know what it told me? Yeah, it told me that guess what? At $2,000 an ounce, maybe their all-in cost is $1,200 to $1,400. They're making $800. It's all to the bottom line practically. So guess what? Yeah, their margins increase by 4.5, not 2.5, and the end result is they go from 10 billion to 70 to 90 billion. XAU's only up 4 times right now, as Tim was saying. Hey, check that out. That's it. It's 70 to 90. Do you know what that would put? That would put the XAU at about 800. Dollar weakness, folks. Dollars crashing, gold higher. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.